This video is sponsored by italki, an online platform where you can learn languages with native tutors at your own pace. The past 9 months have been honestly real tough. I felt like I was swimming nonstop without ever catching my breath. I've been juggling a lot, learning German, starting my job as a physical therapist, and adjusting to an entirely new life here in Germany. I thought everything would magically fall into place after passing the B2 exam. Spoiler alert, it didn't. So in this video, I'll be talking about how language burnout hit me hard, how I'm resetting, and why I'm turning back to italki to rebuild my speaking endurance. When I started working, I was really excited, finally using the German I'd spent years learning. But reality hit fast. One of the bad news that happened is that my everyday routine of studying in the morning got so derailed. I don't even know where to start again. The daily grind of commuting, understanding my colleagues, explaining exercises to patients, and using medical terms, this wasn't just small talk anymore. It felt like prepping for a German exam every single day, but 10 times harder. Eventually, I coped in the only way I knew how, scrolling endlessly. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I was consuming, not creating. My energy was gone, and I felt guilty for not studying, but too tired to start. Doom scrolling became my nightly routine, and then I just started spiraling. Starting late today because, I don't know, I feel like I really messed up my morning schedule because I'm not preparing for it, because usually if you don't sleep well and then you spend your time a lot on your phone, that's when the downfall starts. I just have a couple of minutes, but I'd rather do something than not. So let's go. That's when I hit reset. I stopped chasing algorithms and committed to a few daily non-negotiables. Studying German with more focus, doing something creative, and taking slow moments like reading or just walking. I think I'm finally ready to rebuild my German study routine now that I've stepped out of that doom scrolling fog. So my biggest struggle right now is speaking and listening, especially for longer stretches. Listening's okay if it's like slow and clear, but when somebody speaks fast and there's some strong accent, I would start to get lost. And speaking, that's where I really freeze. Like when I have to speak for a longer period, I would start to feel like all over the place. Like I won't know where the verb should be at, and my pronunciations just start to deteriorate. And then I would look at my patients and they would look so confused, and I'd be like just screaming internally. I don't want to cram anymore and waste more time having this problem. So I realized I really wanted some sort of targeted and consistent speaking practice, which is why I'm going back to italki. When I was preparing for the B2 German exam, I also took classes in italki. I practiced with different teachers who helped me get used to different accents, different personalities, which helped me lessen that intimidation when I'm speaking with somebody. Now I'm applying the same method, but focus on more medical German and real clinical scenarios to help me prepare for the Fachsprachenprüfung. It's more of a test designed to show how I'm using my German skills in the context of my work as a physical therapist. The Fachsprachenprüfung has like 2 parts. There's like speaking and writing part. The speaking part has like 3 parts, in which each part is like 10 to 20 minutes of speaking. And then the writing part, it's more of just writing like a therapy report. Knowing that I would need to speak for 10 to 20 minutes per part of the speaking exam, I really have to build up my speaking endurance. Actually, I just had a class today. The flow is usually like this. Like, I basically introduce myself
Hallo,
first.
guten Tag, wie geht es dir?
Mir geht's gut. Soll ich mich vorstellen zuerst, bevor wir anfangen?
Okay, gerne.
Ja, ich heiße Francis. Ich arbeite als Physiotherapeutin, aber um hier
Ja.
in Nuremberg meine Urkunde zu erhalten, muss ich zuerst diese Fachsprachenprüfung ablegen.
Deswegen bist du hier.
Genau.
And then mention some of the issues that I have with speaking German.
Ich glaube, mir fällt es schwer, besonders mit der Aussprache, oder manchmal
Okay.
kann ich nicht meinen Satz folgen. Manchmal steht 2 oder 3 Verben am Ende und ich glaube, diese selbstbewusst habe ich noch nicht erlernt oder
Okay.
ja,
Aber wie oft benutzt du Deutsch? Regelmäßig oder täglich?
fast täglich. Aber
Okay.
trotzdem, es finde ich schwer, mit Patienten zu arbeiten und etwas, wenn ich zum Beispiel über Krankheit aufklären.
Ja.
And then we jump right into doing like a mock exam.
Zuerst werde ich ein paar Fragen stellen, damit ich werden wissen, woher kommt diese Schmerzen. Danach machen wir körperliche Untersuchungen, um zu bestätigen und als auch und zu bestätigen, was passiert in ihren Rücken. Und außerdem, das hilft mir, ihre Behandlungsplan zu herstellen.
I already sent my teacher notes on how I wanted the class to be, which I've done before the class. And this part is really what I like. I can really personalize my lessons and tailor fit it to how I wanted it to be. And that makes my preparation for the Fachsprachenprüfung more intentional and strategic, because in this way, I'm just really practicing how the exam would go. After the class today, my teacher gave me some feedback. She mentioned how messy it gets, especially on the verb ending part, which tend to happen when I'm nervous or tired.
Gemacht?
Oh mein Gott.
War das stressig?
Ja, ich fühle mich ein bisschen, oh mein Gott, nervös.
Eigentlich denke ich, deine Grammatik war ziemlich sehr gut, weil du hast die Sätze insgesamt sehr gut aufgebaut.
Okay.
Und besonders hat mir gefallen, wie du die Nebensätze mit weil und wenn benutzt hast.
Okay, danke schön.
Ja, achte nur noch darauf, dass die Verbendstellung bei Nebensätzen am Satzende steht.
Ja.
Zum Beispiel wie
Mit
ich
weil.
empfehle die Behandlung, weil sie hilft.
It made me realize that speaking endurance is actually a skill. I realized that the longer I talk, the more my grammar, which is basically my sentence structure and my pronunciation, starts to break down. Just because, I don't know, I feel like my brain overloaded or still not used to having that flexibility in doing that for a longer period. I like that my teacher gave me some tips on how to improve my pronunciation, because I really need it.
Und kennst du auch Zungebrecher, heißen sie?
Ach so, diese
Tongue
Tongue Twister.
Twisters.
Okay, ja.
Ja,
Okay.
die helfen sehr gut. So, ich
Okay.
könnte dir auch ein paar Links schicken hier, weil das hilft sehr gut für die Aussprache zu üben. Ja, das gibt so viele Vorteile, dass es die Aussprache richtig hilft
Okay.
und Missverständnisse zu minimieren.
My teacher suggested on focusing on real life application. So my plan moving forward is to focus on my verb endings, not only when doing this mock exam scenarios, but also when I am seeing my patients, when I'm working. I think the best way to do this is to just really speak slowly. So she told me to start just slowing down and noticing how I am forming my sentences, and just get really comfortable with the fact that I have to do this exam. And one tip, if you're doing this as well, is to really customize your lessons and have different teacher. Be clear with your teacher what you really wanted to work on. In that way, it's more targeted and you'll be able to prepare for the exam the best way possible. And that's basically just what I'm doing. Another thing that I really love about italki is that it just really keeps me accountable. I don't know about you, but when I pay for a class, I really show up. I mostly use paper lesson because my schedule just varies a lot. And at the same time, I really wanted different teachers each time. And sometimes when I really want to procrastinate, your class starts in 30 minutes just really gets me going. That really helps putting it off. And my teachers are also super chill. They correct me in real time, which I don't get from my colleagues because I feel like they're too nice to point out things sometimes. And on days when I'm too tired to have longer classes, I'll just book shorter lessons or use the italki Plus, which is their premium AI feature. It gives me a summary of what I learned, gives personalized practice, and tracks my progress so I can keep on moving forward. All of that while still squeezing in a nap. Seriously, I've been napping like every day the past couple of months. I feel like my brain's going through this software update. German 24/7 is really no joke. If you're preparing for a medical German exam like me, or just really wanted to improve your speaking, now's a great time to try out italki. You can buy $10 worth of lessons and get $5 free with my promo code REMO, that's REMO. The link is in my description box. And it's just limited to the first 50 people, so grab it while it lasts. Doing a speaking practice feels so much better than doom scrolling. That feeling of taking action gives me real progress towards the exam. Instead of just sitting in anxious spiral while trying to think what would come up on the exam or trying to numb it down with random videos online. Practicing, even if it's messy, feels so much more productive and calms my nerves better than avoidance ever could. If there's one thing that I've learned this year, it's that slow progress is still progress. You don't have to go full speed. You can pause, reset, and reconnect with your why. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, whether with language or life abroad, you're definitely not alone. If you've gone through language burnout yourself and found a way to bounce back, share it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And don't forget to check out the italki link in my description box to start your learning journey. Like and subscribe to follow more of my adventures here in Germany. And take care. I'll be seeing y'all next time. Tschüss!